Hi, I'm Mars from StrataGames, and today we're playing some Boros Bully. This is a deck I haven't played on the channel yet, so I thought it would be fun to take it for a spin. So it's kind of a white weenie deck that splashes red and cares a little bit more about the graveyard. Splashes red for, of course, Lightning Bolt and the flashback on Rally the Peasants, and then some graveyard-oriented cards like Thrilling Discovery, Faithless Looting, and Molten Gatekeeper. The Discovery and Looting can fill our graveyard to get a lot of extra value from discarding cards like Battle Screech, Prismatic Strands, Veteran, and like I said, the Peasants and Gatekeeper. We're also playing just a whole bunch of Inspectors and Squadron Hawks. Squadron Hawks, another card you can discard because the first one draws you 3, and we play a bunch of bounce lands because this can pick up a land that you can then discard if you don't need it. We also have a couple Thraben Charms for some removal or graveyard hate. Then on our sideboard, Dust to Dust, Remosian Rally, a Flaring Pain, 4 Pyroblast effects, a couple Thraben Charms, and a couple Electrickeries. So let's just take it for a league and see how we do. Alright, we got a 1-lander, no red mana, I might keep it, and a 0-lander. So we're going to have to go to 5. Opponent also on 5, though. Alright, Squadron Hawk can draw some extra cards. We definitely get rid of 1 Bolt, but I'm trying to figure out, I think the next card is either a Bolt, Battle Screech, or a land. I guess if I get rid of a land, I'll still have the Bolt. I'll have Squadron Hawks I can play, which is something anyway. Sure, we'll get a little greedy. We're also on the draw. Chances are we'll hit a land at some point. They're on red something, and there's our first land. Grab the prize with the Snacker. Okay, well, we do have the ability to block the Snacker a lot, if that's what we want to do. Pick up Triple Hawk and pass. They Lava Dart the Hawk. Swing for 2, and just pass. Okay. We get a Garrison, so I can set up for a turn 4 Screech. So I'd probably just play a Hawk and Garrison here. That's fine. Obviously, I could hold up Prismatic Strands and stuff. They did miss a land, though, which is pretty relevant. And we're going to pick up the tap land. Obviously, it is a tap land, so that's a little bit worse, but it gains us a life, and we're against a burn deck, so it seems like it makes sense. They cast a Robbery. Discarding a Gutter Snipe, play a Mountain, and they don't attack. Alright. So I could cast Battle Screech here. They might dart or bolt the Hawk in response, so I can't get extra guys. Could just hold up Prismatic Strands. I could play a Hawk and a Bolt. I think we just go for the Battle Screech. They have to respond here, otherwise we get 5 1/1s, and then even if they do, next turn I can flash it back pretty easily with Hawks, but they let it go. So now a Rally the Peasants off the top would just let us deal 15, but now we probably start holding up Prismatic Strands. They have that Flame Breather. We have some removal to pick it off, though. I think we'll probably bolt the Flame Breather so that we can charm the graveyard with the Lava Dart and the Snacker. We could take the damage here. If I block, I can maybe get rid of it when it's in the graveyard, but it's also possible that they'll just have the draw 2 right now. They were kind of hesitant to attack. Feels like I probably just wait a turn, take the 2 for now. Because we picked up the Craig, our only red mana is tied to this other mana, which is kind of annoying. Because if I bolt the Flame Breather, I can't also Prismatic Strands. It's probably fine, though. I could just hold up Thraben Charm. Yeah, let's bolt this. See if they want to respond. They don't. We're going to gain a life here. And yeah, we'll just go to attacks and swing for 4. Leave back 1 blocker for the Snacker and pass the turn. So I have Thraben Charm for a Gutter Snipe, or if they just attack and try to get this back with the draw 2, I'll just exile the graveyard along with the Lava Dart. Since we didn't leave up Strands, if they have a Gutter Snipe here and just have enough damage to kill us, that'd be pretty unfortunate, I will say. Lava Dart to the Hawk. Well, I will try to kill this right now. They got 2 cards left. Alright, that works. That's not the end of the world then. We'll take 2 from the Snacker, but now I can play a Hawk, attack for 4, and leave up a Prismatic. So I think things will be okay. Ooh, Veteran's pretty good too. I can't Veteran and Hawk and still hold up Prismatic though, and I think we might as well hold this up. There's no reason not to, so I'll skip the Veteran. And I could just play the Veteran, but it can't block the Snacker, so that doesn't feel very good either. Attack for 4, pass. They play an Epicure. I'll take good damage. I don't think we're gonna Strands that. Maybe I should, just to get it in the graveyard. But they have a Fiery Temper here, so it looks like I'll get a little more value out of it. They might go for the Hawk so they can get in with the Snacker. They lose the damage on us, but yeah, they are just going for us. Well, I will Strands this, since we have 2. Having it being able to be flashbacked for free is pretty nice, etc. They do attack, so if they have a Faithless Looting here, so be it. They'd have no mana to Madness anything or anything, so they just let it go. Gatekeeper. Well, I'd probably play Veteran now and then Gatekeeper. This way we can hold up Strands, we can start gaining life and dealing damage. Swing for 4 and pass the turn. Grab the prize with the Fiery Temper. Well, we'll let them cast it for Madness first, and then we'll Prismatic Strands. Prevent the damage from both. It'll still bring back Snacker, but we'll save 5 life, so that feels pretty good. Snacker returns. If we find a pump spell, we can just win. If we attack here, we can deal 5, 6. I guess if I find just like a Battle Screech as well to deal damage off the Gatekeeper, that would win. But we didn't, but we could just hold up Prismatic as well. So I think we'll be all right here. Swing with the team. They block the Gatekeeper. Go down to 2, and we'll pass. All right, got game 1 there. This should be generally a favored matchup since we have a good amount of life gain and damage prevention in our main deck. Thraben Charms can be nice. Takes out the graveyard. Remosian Rally maybe for like and the festivities to have a free way to buff our team. Thraben Charmer also kills their creatures as we saw. I don't think we need Gatekeeper. Like, if we had it earlier, it'd be cool, but we really just need to survive. So this one doesn't seem super necessary. And the Inspectors don't block. There's not a lot of, the Snacker is the main thing we want to care about blocking, so flying is more important. I think everything else is good. I mean, I could cut like a rally, but I do want to have ways to end the game. I guess I am cutting 4 creatures for 4 non-creatures, so that might be a little overboard. Maybe we keep these in. Maybe we do pull out like a couple of those. Sure. All right, we can't keep a one-lander again. And, usually I check these things, and it was a bit of an oversight, but I just pulled a list from online. We do only have 17 lands in our deck. I pulled a list and I made a couple adjustments, but I didn't change the number of lands. So 17 does feel a little low. So I guess it's my own fault for having to mulligan so much. Yeah, more lands would be good for sure. I guess we'll keep down to 4. So what are the best 4 cards to keep? Obviously the lands. We don't need Rally. I don't think Prismatic. I kind of want to keep the Screech to pitch with the Thrilling Discovery. I guess maybe the Prismatic Strands is good to pitch with that. I think we'll go for the Screech. All right, well, we'll see how this league goes. 17 lands, like I said, not quite the intended. I'm not going to Faithless Looting here. That's card disadvantage, and with so few cards, we can't afford that. I might just discard this to the Thrilling Discovery, which is card parity, because it uses 3 to get 3. Play a Flame Breather. We don't even have white mana for the Inspector. All right, another Flame Breather. Inspector. So if I play an Inspector, I could crack a Clue, or I could Faithless Looting. Kind of want a Discovery, but if we don't hit like an untapped white source, I might not be able to play one of these. Yeah, I still think that's what we're doing. Yes, discard these 2. All right. Actually, I get a bolt, so I could just bolt one of these. That's probably better. They bolt us back for, they dart us back, okay, for 3 damage. They grab the prize with a Faithless Looting, not the worst we could see. Swing for 1. Okay, another bolt was definitely one of the cards I wanted to draw. We gotta just take this out. They could obviously have a Gutter Snipe, but we gotta go with what we have on board. And then it lets me play an Inspector, hold up a Clue to crack. Another Flame Breather, crack a Clue. Veteran's pretty good. Feels like it's probably just going to die, but we're going to play that, play an Inspector, and if that all works and survives, then I can flashback a Battle Screech. Okay, we gain a life there. All right, well, I'll flashback Battle Screech. They can still kill it in response to the life gain or them entering, but we at least got to cast it, which is nice. Now they're going to dart the Veteran. Okay, well, I gained 1 life and got to cast the Battle Screech, so like I said, still not bad. I'm going to crack a Clue here because I have nothing else to do with the mana, because it's both red, so I can't flashback or disturb the Veteran, and we'll gain a life. They got 1 card in hand, 2 darts in the graveyard, so maybe we'll actually be okay here. Swing with the Flame Breather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be at 10. Yeah, we'll take it. If they have double Fire Blast, then we'll die, but otherwise we'll be okay. I think. I guess if they have a Gutter Snipe, it could be bad too. Yeah, 4, 4, and then a Bolt would kill us. Okay, fair enough. They actually do have it, because Gutter Snipe's crazy. So this is 6 damage, puts us to 8. Each Lava Dart is 4. So if I blocked, I would have survived, because I die exactly here. We top deck a Plains. I could have drawn a couple more with a Faithless Looting. I don't think it would have made a difference, but good to know. I mean, it was kind of close if they didn't have the 4 of their, 7 pingers. Oh boy. 1 lander on the play, but we do have double Veteran and a Hawk. I guess we'll keep this one. We've seen that clearly we're going to have to mulligan a whole bunch of 1-landers, so I'd rather not... Like, if I could keep a reasonable 6, I definitely would have mulliganed this. But I'd rather keep this than go to 4 again. And no land, so we'll just play a Veteran. And they dart it. Plot a Highway Robbery. Charm. Alright. Cast their Robbery. Dart the Veteran. They discarded an Epicure to the Robbery. Find a Mountain, so I could disturb one of these guys, or I could play a Squadron Hawk. If I play Hawk, I'd go up to 8 cards in hand if I pull everything out. If I don't play the Hawk and we draw a Hawk, it's pretty bad. They also have 2 Lava Darts in graveyard. Maybe I just hold up Thraben Charm to exile their graveyard before they get a Gutter Snipe. I think I'll just play the Hawk. I could pull out all 3 and then discard a Battle Screech. Not sure that's really where I want to be. I guess with 2 Battle Screeches, maybe it's okay to discard one of them. Yeah, why not? I could always just discard a Hawk and just doing this so that I didn't draw the last one. They have another Dart. Well, if they have the Gutter Snipe, this is going to be really unfortunate. If they don't, then I'm definitely going to Thraben Charm the graveyard next turn. They Fairy Macabre away our Battle Screech and one of our veterans. Okay. Kind of annoying, but also we weren't using those for a while. They're only at 3 cards. Yeah, I think I just exile their graveyard. I'm going to have to discard if I don't do it right now, which I'd rather not discard at this point. They have triple Lava Dart, so if they find a Gutter Snipe, it's just, 6+ damage. And if they want to sack lands now, it's just going to make it harder for them. So I think this is pretty decent. If we finally start finding some lands, I think we have a decent shot. They pass. We get a Veteran. It's less mana efficient, but we gain life by playing Veteran here. And I can hold up a Lightning Bolt in case they do find a creature. They play a Mountain. They didn't have a Mountain last turn unless they were sandbagging it. Feels like they might have just drawn that. But they got a Gutter Snipe. So we do have the Bolt for that, and the Festivities. Just to pick off a veteran, I can deal with that. Bolt the Gutter Snipe, and 7 cards in hand now, so I can disturb one of these without having to discard. They pass. We get a Remosian Rally. I mean, that's not bad. Something we can cast anyway. Play a Hawk, swing for 1. So Rally's just going to be protection against another End the Festivities. Plot a Highway Robbery. Inspector. Yeah, let's play another Hawk. Swing for 2. Playing it pre-combat in case they have like an Electrickery or a Lava Dart that the Rally can protect against. Cast the Robbery. And they discard a Fiery Temper, which goes face, play a Mountain, and the Festivities. Oh, well dang. If you control a Plains. We don't control a Plains. That's annoying. We do gain 2 life this way. I didn't even think about that. Bummer. Oh, more Inspectors. I mean, we're still at 16. I mean, I could play an Inspector and then next turn crack a Clue, but it just doesn't feel like that's worth it. Just play a Hawk. I guess these also survive against another End the Festivities. If they find a third, maybe it would be better, but play another Mountain. We finally find a Plains. Let's play that. Disturb the Veteran. Attack for 1. Faithless Looting. Discard a Snacker and a Bolt. Lightning Bolt the Inspector. Interesting. I gain a life this way. I assume they're going to end the Festivities to get rid of the 2 1-toughness guys. It's the only reason I could see them bolting the Inspector. Or just, for the future if they get into the Festivities maybe. Looks like nothing for now though. Thrilling Discovery. Well, I can do that. Discard Battle Screech Rally. Yeah, if I play Novice Inspector first, then they won't have a chance once I've discarded these to stop me from Battle Screeching. This way we can maybe hit another land. It also gains us 2 life. This is a great draw. Discard these 2. We do hit a land. Battle Screech, and then we have Rally up, and next turn we can do Rally the Peasants to deal 16, which I guess is not quite lethal, since we weren't able to play another Inspector. I could do that with a Remosian Rally for lethal, though, if I don't have to use it here, which I do. Keep 4 of our guys alive. So unless they have the 4th copy, grab the prize with a Fire Blast. Sure. You're getting desperate. They bring back Snacker. Grab the prize with a Faithless Looting. So 2 Faithless in the graveyard. I might want to Thraben Charm those away. Pass. So yeah, I could hit for 15 here. It doesn't seem like it makes sense to do that. I might as well just hit for like 4, hold up Thraben Charm, play another Inspector, yeah, and then pass, and then next turn I can Rally for lethal. They do Faithless, which I could have prevented, but discard a Snacker and a Mountain. Play a Mountain. They're going to pass. I'll crack a Clue. Another Battle Screech. I mean, they block one of these. They're taking 15. So they'd have to have 2 bolts. And if they do, then that's still fine. Rally the Peasants and deal them 15. All right. Definitely a favored matchup for us, and things worked out pretty well, but definitely a lot of do nothing there.
You can now pick up my comprehensive guide to Esper Cryo Affinity, including 38 sideboard matchups, and I just put out a big update for my Black Sack guide, including a slightly different deck list. I began offering coaching sessions if you're interested in taking your Pauper game to the next level, and I'm accepting deck donations, so if you desperately want me to play a deck that I usually wouldn't play, something like Elves, then you can make me do that for a small fee. I've started posting a League video every single day, not to mention streaming at least a couple times a week on Twitch, but I'm not going to be able to keep that up forever unless I can get a little bit more help from the community. Any of the ways I've just mentioned are great ways to help me out, or you can even subscribe and support me on a monthly basis.
Well, we have 3 lands this time, but no red, nothing to play at all. Knowing how few lands we have and how much we had trouble last match, I don't want a mulligan, but this just does not do anything. Alright, this one's still 3 planes, which is annoying, but at least we have an Inspector, we have a Battle Screech for later, here, so I'll get rid of 1 discovery here. Play an Inspector and pass. Jagged Barrens, so Rakdos Madness now. Another one that's probably going to be favored for us just because of all of our life gain. Speaking of, Lunarch Veteran is nice. I think I'm just going to crack a clue here to be mana efficient and then play it next turn. Vampire's Kiss, draw a card. Plains is, okay, that's a good draw. Plains is a little unnecessary, but we can discard him with the Thrilling Discovery, and Garrison is nice because it gives us our red, and if we don't lose these guys, we can just double Battle Screech next turn for 4 life as well, which seems nice. Discard a Snacker to a Blood, and a Fiery Temper, so they might go after the Veteran. I can still flashback the Battle Screech, it's just I won't gain 4 life, and they do. Brings back the Snacker, Bolt. Yeah, we're still just gonna do this now, pass the turn. Pachuca Bog. A little annoying that it hits the Veteran, I will say. I guess I could have brought that back, but that's okay. Vampire's Kiss. If they attack, I will block, I think. I can't get it back this turn unless they have a Faithless. They don't have any mana to Madness anything, so I think that's okay. If we get a Thraben Charm here, that would be decent. Ooh, Squadron Hawk's not bad either. I still think I just want to start with a Discovery here. Well, I don't necessarily want to pitch 2 lands because I might actually want 1 of these. So I guess I Squadron Hawk first, and then I discard 1 of the Hawks and 1 land. Plains and a Hawk. Draw 3. That's pretty good. So we get to hit for 4. I could play the Veteran, but he could just die before I gain any life. So I could also hold it until next turn, play an Inspector here, and then I could play Veteran Hawk and gain a couple. I think that's probably better. We also just have a lot of blockers and a lot of damage on them pretty quick. If we find a Rally, that would be 18 damage already, plus a Bolt. All right, there's the Faithless Looting. Kitchen Imp, Snacker being brought back. That's all pretty good. So do I want to take 4? Probably. I can bolt 1 of these and then just hold up a couple blockers next turn, I think. Chain Lightning to the Dome. Still at 4 cards in hand. Yikes. Carnarium picks up the Jagged Barrens. Okay, that's a life. That's not bad. So I think I just Veteran, bolt a Kitchen Imp, play a Hawk, gain a life. No. Play a Craig, gain a life. Then attack for... I have 3 blockers. That's probably plenty. Yeah, attack for 4 here. So I'll probably just block with the Snacker, double block the Kitchen Imp. They can bring back the Snacker, that's fine, but I do want to conserve my life total at this point. And if they want to like bolt down the birds so they keep their Kitchen Imp alive, that's also fine. Flashback Faithless. Alms of the Vein in the Mountains. We're down to 9. They have a Jagged Barrens in hand, so 8. Could definitely use a Battle Screech. I have 7 mana here, so I can Gatekeeper, Squadron Hawk, and crack a clue, so we might as well just start with that. Inspector, okay. We haven't seen a Prismatic Strands at all. I can crack a clue with the Inspector, but we're not going to have mana to Strands. You get like a Thraben Charm, but that doesn't really matter at the moment. I guess it could to keep this down. Yeah, let's play the Inspector, crack a clue. Don't really need the damage from the Gatekeeper at this moment. Faithless Looting. So we'll attack with everybody, because I'm going to play this Hawk to block. Up to 10. Let's hope that's good enough to survive. But they just bolt the Hawk. Okay. I mean, that means they lose a damage from that exchange, but I might be fine with that. Robbery discards a Swamp. Kitchen Imp. So that'll put us to 6. They got yeah, if they have double bolt, Alms of the Vein, that puts us to 3. I don't think they played a land, so they could still have a land and a bolt. Jagged Barrens. Okay, so we're not dead here. If we can get Village Rights, and they're attacking, yeah. Or not Village Rights. What am I saying? Rally the Peasants. Could be lethal. There's a Veteran. We have 2 more draws for it. Yeah, I might as well just cast this, I think. Garrison and Mountain. That's pretty annoying. So I could discard the Gatekeeper, unearth it, Veteran first to gain 2 life, hit for some number. It's not going to be lethal. Yeah, I guess we can just flash it back. That's probably our best bet. If I flash it back, I can still find Rally or Prismatic Strands. Yeah, let's do that. Battle Screech actually gains us a lot of life and a Gatekeeper. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's... Okay, now we can maybe do something. Start with the Veteran, gain a life. Unearth a Gatekeeper, gain 2 more life. Battle Screech, 1, 2, 3. Go up to 9. Okay. Maybe we can survive here. Garrison back the Crag to gain another life. Next turn, we attack. Leave up all of the flyers just in case. We hit him down to 9. I could probably kill him next turn with another Gatekeeper. I guess if they have bolts, they're better served going at us. I might as well just hit him for 2 more, I think. And then chump these. If they have it end the festivities or something, it's going to wipe them all away no matter what. Yeah, I'll put him down to 7. All right, not quite what I was thinking, but the Battle Screech... Well, I did mention Battle Screech, but yeah, that plus another Veteran. We're at 9. We have blockers. We could still definitely die here because they got 4 cards in hand, but not a bad effort. They grab the prize with an Epicure, so we're down to 7. Grab the prize another Epicure, down to 5. Vampire's Kiss, and then they're going to just finish it off with a Bolt, I assume. I'll play a Swamp. Fiery Temper. Alms of the Vein. No. Looking for it. Okay, we're not dead. Block, block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need like a creature. Oh, there's the rally. Perfect. Because I can unearth this, so I just need a creature to deal 1 damage, but I think the Rally the Peasants is going to do it too. Attack for a bajillion. Block. Rally the Peasants. Yeah, alright, we got there. Nice. That was a close one. Again, we get Thraben Charms and Rallies, because I also assume they're going to have like End the Festivities or something, and nothing else does anything. Yeah, Gatekeepers, similarly, I mean, it was nice there. It worked out, but it could have been something else. Don't think we need those. And yeah, I mean, we're trying to find the rally right at the end there, but if we had just found a Prismatic Strands, that would have been okay. So I still think like we cutting a rally and Faithless makes the most sense. I don't know. This is a nice hand. Our mana, Veteran 1, then Hawk. Then we have Prismatic and Battle Screech for Thrilling. Yeah, we're going to keep this one for sure. Start with the Barons. Bolt's not bad if they get a Kitchen Imp out. Grab the prize on a snacker. Yep. I think we'll just Squadron Hawk and get them all and then discard this Prismatic Strands. I know I can discard cards to the Discovery next turn, but I think I'd rather just not have the Hawks in the deck and have this up right away. So if they have like a big grab the prize Fiery Temper turn, I could counter that. I'm just going to take the 2 here, but I might use this on a future turn. Another Battle Screech. I would love to find... We're going to go for a Thrilling Discovery. I would love to find an untapped white source so I can play Thraben Inspector. We're going to discard 1 Battle Screech and 1 Hawk, because I kind of want to cast the other Battle Screech. Okay, we did find the untapped planes, so I can Inspector. And if that resolves without these dying, which it doesn't look like that's going to happen, then I could Battle Screech. I could flashback Prismatic here. I think it's probably worth it. They have to use another Bolt. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, actually, no. That means I won't be able to Battle Screech anyway. Well, maybe that was bad, actually. I mean, I still don't mind keeping the Veteran alive, obviously, but I can't do the thing I was kind of trying to do. Am I going to block here? I don't think so. Not this turn. I think I'd rather wait till next turn when I could Thraben Charm this away, or make it so they have to kill one of these now, because otherwise I could Battle Screech as soon as our turn. If they kill just 1, then I could flash it. Play a Squadron Hawk and then still flash it back. I don't know. We'll take 2, though. They're going to just pass. Well, I'm just going to start things off with this. Don't think I won't. Nice. Gain 2 life. Craig. Gain another life. I think I just leave this up. Now I'll block, and if they try to bring it back, I can Thraben Charm their graveyard. I have a Lightning Bolt up. I have a Clue token. Fiery Temper Hardcast. Sure. After I did all of that, that's crazy. But that means they don't have any Faithless. There are like 20 ways they have to discard in their deck, and they don't have any of them in hand. Or they didn't. Obviously, they could have drawn one, but that's okay. Play a Mountain and plot a Highway Robbery. Okay. Yeah, playing around the Thraben Charm. I could still just cast it, but I think I'll just crack this Clue. Play a Plains. So I want to hold up the Thraben Charm. So let's just flashback Veteran, swing. I think we're in a great spot. I mean, they have a Robbery they get to cast. We'll Thraben Charm in response. We still have a Lightning Bolt if they find a Kitchen Imp, a Battle Screech. Like, we have a ton of stuff. There's the Robbery. They do discard a Kitchen Imp. We will exile their graveyard, kill the Snacker. They're going to Breath Weapon. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. We gain 3 life, though. Not bad. And we get to Lightning Bolt the Kitchen Imp. Kill that. Rally's a nice draw too. So we're just gonna Hawk, Battle Screech. Rally's not gonna protect against a Breath Weapon, but you know, if they do also have an End of Festivities, it'll protect against that. They just used a Breath Weapon. What are the chances they'd have another, you know? Faithless. Double Alms. That's annoying. And grab the prize with the Faithless. Vampire Epicure. And 1 card left in hand. Alright. Novice Inspector. I do want to play this Thrilling Discovery, but I don't think I want to waste creatures. So, the Thraben Charm, that's pretty good. I might just use that to get rid of 2 Faithless Lootings from their yard. I think that's worth it. They only have 1 card in hand, 1 blood token. Keeping them off the, you know, draw 4, discard 4 that they have there, I think is definitely worth it. Blood token away a Mountain. They're going to pass. Okay, I do like Squadron Hawk, but I think we'll just Thrilling Discovery away the Mountain and the Hawk here, because I can probably draw some better cards. These ones are better, I think. Play an Inspector. Crack that. Play a Craig. Maybe I should have kept that for the Faithless, but that's okay. Alright, these are 6 creatures, so I could make it 12 damage. Oh, they're going to block 1. Okay. Well, that almost makes me fear that there's like an Electrickery. Or no, they're just trying to make sure they don't die to a Rally. I want to play the Rally here because I don't... Like, if they find a Breath Weapon next card, I'd like to have gotten the damage in. But if in response they Electrickery us, it's going to be really bad. But I think they're just doing this to survive a Rally. Not the Remosian Rally, the Rally of the Peasants. So I'm going to go for it. All right, it worked. Yeah, so it puts them to, what, 6? Oh, Fiery Temper. Okay, that's fine. So they're going to go to 8. Okay, so not quite dead if they do find the Breath Weapon, but we got a Lightning Bolt. We got a Faithless. Find some more stuff. We should be okay. Veteran. We're just going to swing. They got a Bolt. Is that it? All right, they're at 3. Let's bolt them. All right, 2-0 against Rakdos Madness. All right. Well, we know how our mana base is. So this actually feels pretty decent to have this number of lands. Of course, the garrisons are nice because this is basically 6 land drops. I think I'm just going to play a Plains here and then get a veteran down. Chances are I'll probably just play the Crag or the Garrison next turn anyway, and this way I get in for like a damage maybe. They ponder. I was worried they were about to play a Fairy, in which case not having red up to bolt it right away would have been a reason to have started on the Crag, but luckily that wasn't the case. I assume we're against Terror then. They decide to shuffle. We get a rally. Okay, well, can swing for 1. I'm definitely playing a veteran. Question is just, do I want to play the Crag or the Garrison? I guess I should probably play Garrison because this opens us up to having 3 mana on turn 3. Whereas if I played the Crag, I would be forced to, unless I top deck a land, which wouldn't be relevant. I can't play like one of my 3-drops, for example, which I don't have that many, but the Molten Gatekeepers. If I draw one of those, I'd like to play it on 3, so I think this makes the most sense. And if I don't, then this turn I'll probably play the Crag and then the Plains, so that if I get a Battle Screech, I can play that on turn 4. Play another Ponder. Prismatic Strands could be good later because they're, assuming they're Terror, it could be quite relevant, but not going to be great now. I could have just played a Plains and gone for a Rally, hit for 4 extra. Honestly, not a terrible idea. They would have gone to 13. Then if they still don't do anything next turn, I could do it again. Put them to 7, and then they're pretty close to like Bolt and some more damage. So that might have been worth it, honestly. Mental Note, hit an island and a Mental Note. They're going to pass. Okay, Inspector's not a bad draw. It's low enough impact that they might just not counter it. But honestly, like, we don't have much else going on, so I'd really rather they don't counter it. But they might also want to fill their graveyard enough that they are willing to. I don't know. Luckily, they did not, so I'm just going to play Garrison, hold up the Clue token. They Thought Scour. Alright, that's 6 spells, so... We do have the Prismatic Strands, but otherwise we don't have a great way of dealing with terrors, I will admit. There's 1 and 2. Crack a Clue. Crazy to get flooded with so few lands, but here we are. Okay, so I can Inspector, hold up everything, I guess? Huh. Yeah, I mean, Rally the Peasants cast twice with even just 3 creatures is 15 damage. So if they attack with both of these... We could cast Prismatic Strands. Maybe they fight over it. Maybe not. Then, I don't know. I mean, they'd have to tap out fighting over Prismatic Strands just to get in 10 damage, and then we'd rally them. So I don't think they're probably going to do that. But, I don't know. If maybe they only have, like, they attack with these, they only play 1 more creature to block, and then we can get 15 damage around it. It could be kind of cool. They're just going to attack with 1. Okay. Well, in that case, I don't even care to use a Prismatic Strands at the moment. We're at 26. This is a pretty slow clock against us. But I think it's fair. They're playing a little more conservatively. Crack a Clue. We get a veteran. Gatekeeper. So I think I play the Gatekeeper because I'd rather get damage than life gain at this point. And if that resolves, I probably just hold up the Prismatic Strands. I mean, either way, I probably just hold up Prismatic Strands with this Plains. Yeah, they do counter it. In that case, I kind of want to play the veteran so that next turn I can unearth the Gatekeeper and then just have a whole bunch of attackers with the rally. Then I'm not holding it prismatic, but I'm already not holding it up for like blocking a guy for lethal. So I'm not sure that matters as much. Yeah, we're just going to do this. I could bolt them down to 12. Bolt's not going to be relevant for like anything else. I want to play this Crag, and then next turn if I want to use Gatekeeper, double rally, I'm going to need all my mana. Yeah, I'm just going to bolt them. If they have like a Spell Pierce or something, that's fine. But this would put them to 12, which would suddenly make it so 4 Lava Spike. Okay, a little annoying. That would make it so that 4 creatures with 1 rally resolved would be lethal. Now, not so much, but they ponder. They shuffle with Ponder. Attack just with a Cryptic Serpent. Again, I have so much life. One of these guys hitting is just not worth blocking. Ponder again. I assume they'll have a counterspell. So currently, Gatekeeper, we have 6 attackers. They block 2 of them. 1 rally resolves will hit for 12. Oh, they have another Terror, so, and play an island. So they could have their last spell could be a counterspell. Ooh, another Prismatic. Not really what we wanted. So if I go for it now, they block 1, 2, 3. If they don't have the counterspell, we just win. I could also do it before attacks, right? I could just Gatekeeper, unearth, then cast the rally twice. Actually, if they both resolve, we win, so it doesn't matter. If they both resolve, we also get to eat all their terrors, or trade with their terrors, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, the 4th terror makes it so that we actually lose. We go to 21, and that's exactly how much damage they have. Actually, lose if we don't hold up a Prismatic Strands or blockers, if we don't win. So if I unearth the Gatekeeper, cast double rally, and they counter either half, which they could even do with a 4 spike, then I just can't attack at all. Awkward. Okay, yeah, I think it's better to just wait. We have enough damage now that I can, if they attack in, which they probably will, I can Prismatic Strands and eat their guy, and we have Prismatic Strands flashback. So yeah, we should be... It's probably better to just lean on these and eat all their guys. 5 damage, prismatic for blue. But it would have been really cool to win that turn. But I think with all the prismatics, we're already in a really good spot because they just can't do anything against it. Like, even if they counter it, I could flash it back. Even if they counter that, I have another. And now they Lorien, so this could be the turn. They have 2 blockers back. They have counterspell mana, and that's it. So now if I go for it, Gatekeeper, we're not going to die if they attack everything back. If they counterspell the second rally, I still just get in for 12. They go to 3, and then I have a bolt. I think that seems worth it. If this goes sideways, we still just have Prismatic Strands for next turn. Also, we gain 3 life. So yeah, let's just attack. I mean, hoping for the best. If they have nothing, we just win, but I think it's fine now, even if we don't. Oh, nice. They're even blocking this one. Screams of fear. Rally the Peasants. Flashback, Rally the Peasants. All right, and we deal them 20. Nice. Here we obviously get Pyroblasts and Thraben Charms maybe for Graveyard Hate. Rally was good there. Prismatic's obviously amazing. Creatures are good. I guess the bolts, they kill Delvers, but we already have flyers for Delvers. I kind of think the bolts are superfluous. We also have the Charms also can deal with the Delver, so I think that's probably better. Last cut's kind of tough. I kind of like Gatekeeper. If we get into a spot where they have a bunch of counter spells and they don't want to counter our low impact creatures, but we're able to just ping them out. Or if we were in that spot that we were just in, but we didn't have the Prismatic Strands, like being able to ping them really low could be really good. Yeah, again, like Rally's great. Maybe I should stop cutting it, but I don't know. Once we have, like, it's great in the game 1 to snipe a win, and it's obviously still not something I want to fully cut, but once we have some more like Silver Bullets, it feels like it's not as necessary. I don't want to cut a single creature because they just chump if need be, or block, and like they do a lot of good stuff. So maybe Faithless. I guess Faithless gets countered and it can still flash back, whereas Discovery can't. And the life gain's not as relevant here. Yeah, we can cut a Discovery, I guess. All right. Yikes. 3 Faithless. Garrisons, no white, so we don't even have the Inspector until turn 3. I kind of like the land situation going on, except for this not being a Plains. I could just turn 1 Faithless. That doesn't seem very good. I can't imagine mulliganing this, though, just with decent mana. I don't know. This might be bad. We'll keep, though. Mountain. We get a Rally right away. I think I kind of just want a Faithless here, just to see what's up. Battle Screech. And we do get the Plains. Okay, so pitch a Faithless. Yeah, I kind of just want to pitch both of them. If card draw from this, we can flash them back later. I don't want to get rid of these because these seem really good. Yeah, let's just do that. I mean, that wasn't terrible. Next turn, I probably still just Garrison rather than play an Inspector, because then the following turn I can, like, Plains, play the Inspector, crack the Clue, a Brainstorm. Craig, we can gain a little bit extra life, but I don't think that's as important as just getting a Garrison down, so let's just do that. They Thought Scour away, Deep Analysis, Dispel. Okay, this is where this hand's pretty bad. They can just start playing creatures, and we don't have anything on board yet. Ideally, they don't have any creatures to play, but there's a Serpent. Squadron Hawk, okay. I could play that, pick up 2 Hawks. Makes it easier next turn to Battle Screech. Flashback? Yeah, probably worth it. Could also just discard a land if I want to get 3 of these. We have a lot of lands. No, we'll just do the 2, I think, this time. Lands could be pretty relevant. Swing for 6. We'll take it. Ponder. Pass. There's a Strands. If I Battle Screech, probably definitely gets countered. I could, like, play 2 Hawks. I could just hold up Prismatic Strands. I'd rather do that when I have enough damage to kill the Serpent, though. I think I can take another hit. Yeah, I think I just play a Hawk here. Battle Screech is just so much mana for it to get countered right away that I'd rather that does not happen. If they, like, counter this or force spike it, I really don't care. But now, I'll swing for 2. I can also flashback the Faithless Looting. And if they don't counter that, then I can flashback the Battle Screech before they have a way to stop it otherwise, and then they can counter that if they want, but if they don't, then I at least get my 2 guys. That also puts my Prismatic Strands in my graveyard if I want it to be there, which I lose a use of it, but it is free the first time, which is kind of nice. I'm going to take this. Like I said, I want to keep my creature count high, but it could be bad. We just have so many reasons to have a lot of creatures. The Battle Screech, the Rally the Peasants, the Prismatic Strands, if we can get 5 power to kill the Serpent. They're going to pass. That's a good draw. I still need more. I need 1 more creature to be able to Prismatic Strands for lethal on the Serpent. So, yeah, I could flashback Faithless with Red Blast up. Then I Battle Screech. I'm also kind of close if I Battle Screech to, like, just killing them with the Rally, even if 1/2 gets countered. I think we're definitely flashing this back right now. Another Pyro and a Prismatic. Okay, we can definitely pitch 1 Prismatic then. And the Screech. Flashback Screech. If they counter this, I could Red Blast Blast. Okay, they let it go. So I could Crag, but then I only have 5 mana next turn. I could Boros Garrison, and I could have 6 next turn. Next turn, I want to have the potential to double rally. So yeah, we definitely want 6. Let's play this. Pick up the planes, and attacking for 1 doesn't feel very necessary, but am I going to chump with this? Potentially. I could just go to 2. I also have the Prismatic Strand. Yeah, actually we have Prismatic Strands in the grave that I can flash back. Yeah, let's just attack for 1. Could be relevant. Alright, they didn't do anything there, which is kind of great. They have to have something to cast. Are they going to attack? Probably. They have to start fearing the rally, but they can only block 1 guy anyway. Question is, do I want to flashback Prismatic Strands? Because this isn't lethal. Okay, they don't attack. Nice. I don't have to make that decision. Because it's not lethal, so I kind of want to take it in case they play another creature, and then I can flashback next turn. Oh, Mystic is bad. That's definitely got to get Pyroblasted. And if they counter this, then and tap out, then I can just win with the rally. And that's great. In fact, I would love for them to counter this with a full counterspell. All right, they let that go through. I mean, that's not bad for us either, honestly. Veteran, so they probably have a counterspell. So I could just rally once. It's only 15 in the air. And then I Red Blast the Serpent. They have to counter one of those. I have 2 mana left. I play a Squadron Hawk, and then I have Prismatic Strands. Yeah, I kind of think I just Red Blast here, because if they counter this, they might be worried that if they counter this, they'll lose to like Rally plus something else. So they might just let it go, in which case if they counter the Rally, it doesn't actually matter that much because I can still just kill them next turn. In fact, I don't even have to cast Rally. I probably still do. Yeah, because I might as well force the counter spell. No, because then they have to leave up more mana next turn, right? I'll probably just play more creatures. Yeah, let's just attack for 6. Veteran. I guess if they have another Mystic here, maybe it's worse this way. I can actually even crack a clue here. Another Rally. Well, that makes me wish I had just gone for it, but that's okay. I'll just play a Squadron Hawk, and now this is super lethal. Unless they counter both halves of the Rally, in which case I just have another one next turn. Like, yeah, looking pretty good, I think. Brainstorm, and they Mental Note. Brainstorm again. There's a Terror. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures. We're hitting for 7. Yeah, so I think we just, before attacks, rally the peasants. If it resolves, we should be able to get lethal, and then we can just cast the other one if it doesn't. If that also gets countered, then I probably just leave a couple guys back for like Prismatic Strands, but they didn't even have lethal on us. They concede. It was pretty easy there. All right, we have 2 lands with a Discovery on the play. Yeah, that seems good enough, I think. A couple nice cards to discard to it as well. We have some interaction if they are red or something where their creatures are mattering. Jund. Okay. Discovery for sure. I don't actually know if I want to discard the Battle Screech now. Kind of want to keep it and get rid of this Faithless Looting. I think that's worth it. I don't even know if the bolts are going to be that relevant. I could keep the Rally the Peasants. Yeah, we'll still get rid of it. I'm not sure. I kind of don't hate getting rid of a bolt though, and like keeping the Rally for a whole bunch of extra damage, but we hit our next land drop, which is nice. We have an Inspector, Squadron Hawk, so we're in a good spot. They might have some trouble against the fact that we have mostly flyers, so Krark doesn't wipe them away. They have a lot of single target removal, but we're going to have a lot of creatures. Also, they have Landscape into Landscape with just a mountain here, so they can play a Wellspring, but they don't have a Wildfire target or anything, which is nice. They don't play anything at all. That's really good for us. Ooh, Gatekeeper's interesting. I could take my whole turn to play that, and then I start getting in for some extra damage. It actually is a decent target for their removal, so I'm kind of giving a better target. I also kind of want to get the Inspector down so that I can like crack a clue to try to hit a land next turn. I could still do that with an Inspector. Yeah, I guess we might as well make sure we get the damage in. I don't know. Not 100% sure there. They get a Forest, so they have to already have black mana. There it is. Vault of Whispers. And 3 mana Refurb. I'll take it. I can't discard the Hawk until I've played it and, obviously gotten the other 3. I could discard the Battle Screech. It's not looking like I might not be able to play. I think we just get rid of a bolt here. Ah, dang. That is an annoying draw. A reason to have not played the Hawk last turn. Or to have played it, rather. Well, attack for 2. I think we're just going to Hawk and Inspector here. Ping for an extra 2 damage. Play Inspector. I mean, this is kind of an aggressive start. They don't have the best start by any means, although they could still just play a Chrysalis here, which would be difficult to get through. Now they get their bridge. Okay, that's really nice for us. So land would let me Battle Screech. Well, untapped land. If they make me discard again at this point, I would definitely discard a Battle Screech. Oh, nice. That's a great draw. We're going to do it now so that if they have like a removal spell on the Gatekeeper, that's fine. Yeah, they do. Maybe I should have attacked first, but this way I can still flash this back, and I can attack the Inspector because I'm fine with the trade here. Now, even if they have a Chrysalis, I just have a lot of attackers. They do block, and we still have that Rally the Peasants in the grave from before. So Chris, I can still just get in for 12, and I have a bolt in hand. Okay, I think we just do that. I could also just hit for 4 and play another Hawk or 2. The Rally line is only really bad if they have like life gain, but if they have a Pulsa Marasa, Lembas, Toxin, anything like that, they could gain some life. Yeah, I think we'll just deal 4 here. I think either plays pretty fine, but I think I'd actually rather just get down 2 more guys this turn, and then we could just have lethal in the air with the Battle Screech, even without the bolt, so I can maybe even use that on like creature instead. Even if they play a Chrysalis here, we still have lethal. They have to have like, I mean, they only have 1 black mana, so they can't refurb and cast down. Okay, munitions, that's pretty good, actually. They have 5 things, technically, they can throw if they throw, like, Chrysalis and everything. Yeah, that was kind of the answer. I could still swing with everything. They have to kill at least 2, but that's fine. They do that with the spawn, but I still have a bolt. Yeah, I think we still just go for it. If they have to start throwing lands, we're in a good spot. I could also still just deal damage and then play a Hawk here, because we're only losing 1 from this. So we deal 5, but that gives them more time to use the munitions and stuff. So I think we rally here. Response, they'll throw at that. So yeah, they throw the 2 spawn. They have to throw, they don't know this because we have a bolt, but if they don't also throw a land, like if they take 9, they're going to die here, which is good. Pick off one of these. And if they throw a land, you know, that's not bad for us either. They do, and they have to throw the bridge. So they're going to go to 6. I could kill the Chrysalis with the bolt. I kind of just want to hold it for them, though, because if we get another bolt, that's lethal. Obviously, we've already used 1. Yeah, I think we just play a veteran. I mean, that wasn't the best it could have gone for sure. The munitions was kind of one of the perfect cards for them. We're still in a fine spot. Another bolt without life gain is going to win us the game. If they have to keep dedicating their resources to picking off our guys, that's pretty good too. They play a Spell Bomb. That could be relevant if they want to get rid of our Gatekeeper, which honestly, Gatekeeper looks pretty nice here. They might also just use it as fodder to throw with the munitions. They Crypt Incursion us. Oh, come on. Crypt Incursion in the main deck. Okay, they're at 21 suddenly. So our aggro plan, they got the perfect card, Makeshift Munitions, to not die that turn, and then Crypt Incursion. Brutal. Well, now I wish I had bolted down the Chris. We get a Prismatic Strands. I'm gonna crack a clue here. Thraben Charm. Okay, that's something. I could kill Chris, or I could blow up the munitions. Kind of feel like munitions is going to be more problematic, because it's going to prevent us from building up our board. They should only have 1, so yeah, I think it's a good draw. We blow that up and we pass. I mean, now we have to rebuild our board. We have to get them down to lower than 20 again, but killing the munitions is a nice first step. They play a Krark. That can kill the veteran, but not the birds, so I'm not too worried about that. They pass. I'm going to flash back the Faithless Looting, because I might want to discard this one, or the Strands, or this Mountain. Okay, we have 2 Strands. Yeah, I'd like to get rid of one of them then. And by get rid of, I mean hold it up now for like the Krark. And yeah, the other looting. Now I can play Hawk, and Battle Screech was a great draw. So next turn I can make 4 more birds. So now I kind of just need to find another Rally the Peasants, and we'll be in a good spot, I think, to try to present lethal in a bit here. Crack their landscape. And they do crack the Spell Bomb. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I did put the Prismatic in there. And we have Faithless. It's not the end of the world, and they're obviously just cracking it to draw some stuff, so I think we still did the best that we should have done there. I'd rather keep the bolt than like keep the Strands around for later. Strands isn't even amazing in this matchup. There's a Blood Fountain. They have a Refurb in the grave. If we find another Thraben Charm, I guess we only have 1 left, but that could be a good thing to save it for, is the graveyard. They have an Offering, play a bridge, map onto the Krark. But they hit another bridge, nice. Thrilling Discovery. I don't want to waste the 2 creatures from the Battle Screech being discarded, so we're not going to use that right now. Yeah, I mean, we're just flashing back Battle Screech, or playing it and flashing it back. And pass, play the bridge, Wellspring. They're going to pass. I don't think I care to bolt anything here. Another veteran. Okay. I think I just want a Discovery here. Discarding these 2. Love to find a Rally. Another veteran. Inspector. I guess we play veteran, gain some life. These ones can get wiped away by the Krark. I'm not too concerned with that. Flash this one back. And I could just attack. We lose 1, but we hit for 6. I think that's probably worth it. They could have like a cast down to make it, you know, lose 2, take 5. But currently, Rally the Peasants is like, if we're casting it just once, it's like just under lethal. So I think I'd rather like soften them up a bit. Yeah, Toxin Analysis is annoying. So now we lose 1 for 2 damage. Not quite the trade I was hoping for. And we gave him a use for that. Fanatical Offering the Wellspring. Map onto the Krark. This time they hit a Spell Bomb. If they try to sacrifice an artifact to kill these, I'll flash back the Prismatic Strands because it doesn't have that many applications in this match anyway. So I might as well make him sack an extra thing. Play a Refurb. I'm going to discard the Faithless. This also don't really have an expendable artifact right now. Like, even a Clue token makes them lose a card. They might just crack the Clue or play a Wellspring so they get their Spell Bomb. And then they go for the Prismatic Strands. Yeah. Okay. Plus they get the Faithless. That's fine. Oh. Well, this is not the right order to do this in. If they just cracked the spell bomb, then I'd have to use the prismatic strands in response, and then they could do this. This way I might as well cast it and I'll have to sack an extra thing. Unless they want to keep the spell bomb around for later, which is possible, but they damage everything in the upkeep by sacking the clue. Sure. Gain a couple life, and then they're going to spellbomb these two away. Sure, that's why they want to do it that way. I guess that's fine. Rally the peasants. Come on. Another Battle Screech? I'll take it. Don't think there's any reason for me to play the Bolt here, because that could just give them the double refurb from the Blood Fountain. So let's just cast this. Battle Screech. Flash it back. So that's 10 birds and a phantom. Fanatical Offering the refurb. Yeah, so they can just manually use the Blood Fountain on the refurbs. They'll get a lightning bolt. It's not the worst card for us to lose. Obviously, I'd prefer to have it though. And they get their flyers back. But if they're mostly doing that, it means they could block 3 of these. That's still 8 getting through for 24 damage, assuming we get the rally in our top 2 cards with the clue token. Yep, buy back refurbs. Discard a bolt. Play a bridge. I mean, I think we're attacking with these birds even if we don't find the rally, just because we can lose 3, trade with 2 of these, and we get in for like 8 still. But obviously rally would just win us the game now. That'd be pretty nice. Inspector. Let's crack a clue. Bolt. They have another Blood Fountain, so they can just rebuy these when they use them. So I might as well just shoot one of them down to deal an extra damage. No, I might as well save the bolt for them, I think. All right, let's attack with everybody. Yeah, we'll get in for 8. They go to 11. Play an Inspector. They buy back the refurbs, and then we'll bolt them in response. They go to 8. If this was, dealt 4 damage, I would have killed this Chrysalis by now, but obviously that's just not going to happen here. And no reason to attack with the Inspector, because it was the only thing that could have gotten blocked by the Krark, and it would just eat it. Now with 2 Inspectors, I might attack with them both next turn to get in for an extra damage. Okay, another Chrysalis. And they can sack the spawn, crack the Blood Fountain, and get back 2 refurbs. It's going to be 4 blockers. Okay. Rally's still lethal, and I haven't seen... Oh, I did see 1 rally, didn't I? Yeah, because we used it early when they had the munitions. So we've seen 1, there's still 2 left. I could bolt the Krark, but then they just sack these 2, kill these, and I don't care that much anyway. So yeah, we just bolt them. They get to draw more cards, that's fine. Spell Bomb, interesting. Not playing the second refurb. I guess saving it for a card that I could discard. Clue token. Come on, Rally. That's an Inspector. So if I attack with everybody, they eat 3 birds, they take 5. They take 6 if I attack with the Inspectors, and they don't pop this. Either way, they go within a bolt's range. So yeah, I think it's worth it. Don't love throwing away so many creatures, but it also makes our attacks next turn pretty decent, I think. Taking 6. Okay, they do activate the Krark twice, so they're taking 5. Play an Inspector. I'm not going to crack the clue because I don't have any way to play the spell, and I'd rather, in case they have another refurb, I know they have 1 in hand, but in case they get a second one, I'd rather they don't discard both their cards. I don't care about this one getting discarded, obviously. There's another refurb. They draw a card. So let's see, we've used 3 lightning bolts, so lightning bolt would win us the game, assuming they don't have a pulse or any life gain. There's a wildfire finally. Lightning Bolt, we have 2 rallies. Molten Gatekeeper is a little late, but wouldn't be a terrible draw either, I guess. They have enough creatures to block and not die here, which means that only 2 of these get through. So actually, if they have a rally, if I have a rally and they have like a double cast down, that'd be bad. They've only used 1 cast down. All right, let's crack the clue. We have 1 Battle Screech left. That'd be a great draw too. Oh, brother. So there's the rally. So they block 4. If they have only 1 removal spell, we're going to be fine. They probably play 3 or 4 cast downs, though. They could also have a toxin analysis. They've already used 1, but they could gain 6 off of that, which means that plus a removal spell would make us lose. I kind of don't think there's a reason to attack here. I just think it's way too risky. If we can find even just 1 or 2 more creatures, like an Inspector, which can draw us another Inspector, our last Battle Screech, I guess we've gone through Squadron Hawks, so we don't have that many creatures left, do we? They incite a land. Yeah, and I guess if they get another Chrysalis, things are getting worse for us. Maybe I should have just gone for it. Wildfire. If they get 1 more creature, then all they will need is 1 removal spell. Krark. That makes things worse because we have a ground creature. Yeah. Just give me like a bolt. Faithless, okay. That's why we keep a land in hand. I don't necessarily want to discard the rally, but I might. No, I'll discard 2 planes. Play an Inspector, crack a clue. Alright, there's our game plan. Next turn we Battle Screech, the following turn we rally the peasants. They spellbomb away the Faithless. That's a little annoying, but I don't think we were going to use it anyway. They have 4 flying blockers, or flying or reach. We have 5 attackers. We're going to get 4 more with the Battle Screech, with the last Battle Screech. So we're going to have 9. So even if they get a Chrysalis here, ooh, I guess that could be a little annoying if they try to go all in on... I didn't even realize they were playing the Infiltrators because we hadn't seen them. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're just going all in right now. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, kills the inspectors. They're gonna attack with the Chrysalis. I mean, I know they're getting low on cards, 8 cards left in deck, but that means they have to have 2 removal spells or another Chrysalis or refurb here. Dang, there's the refurb. I guess I don't need both halves of the rally. Yeah, let's just discard it. We only need one half of it. They've already gone through 2 or 3 spell bombs. 3 spell bombs, so I can't imagine they have another. Garrison, 4 blockers, yeah. So we're just gonna Battle Screech. Problem is with the Gixians, I might have to like chump block 1 or 2 of those just in case like they could make them enormous. We'll have to obviously do the math, but we'll see. All right, next turn I have 9 birds. They have 5 blockers for them. They're all gonna be lethal. They have 6 blockers for them. Still, 3 removal spells is a lot. We've already seen all 4 of their refurbs. There's 1 Chris left. Of course, these grow the infiltrators. We've also seen 2 Krarks. There's probably 1 more. 2 Wildfires. So there's 2 more of those. All right, there's the last Chris. So 1, 2. So that's 7 blockers. We have 9 attackers. So they only need to have 2 cast downs. We've only seen 1 cast down. These are both attacking. There's 6. That's 12, 16. I play a lot of Black Sack. I'm pretty sure these can't kill us, so we're going to take it. All right, we're at 20. I guess another rally? No, that wouldn't really matter. Yeah, planes. I don't think it's getting better. Next turn, they can blitz us. They have 7 blockers, so they just need 2 cast downs. And we've only seen 1, so the chances they have 2 are pretty high. But what else are we going to do? Because next turn they attack. I'm going to have to block a whole bunch. Yeah, we're not going to win. So we have to hope that they just don't have 2 removal spells. Or a Pulse Marasa. I guess they don't have any green, so they can't pulse. But there's the rally. There's 1 cast down. And there's the second. Alright, what a game. We get Dust to Dust, Raven Charm. I'm so annoyed by that makeshift munitions. It was just perfectly timed. That and then the Crypt Incursion were just incredible for them. Obviously, they're going to keep them in. I don't think bolts are very helpful. They didn't kill anything. They have some life gain. Prismatic's not super great either. Like, Krark is not the most effective against us. It can help a little bit there. It can help a little bit against munitions. Honestly, I think maybe I prefer bolts over them at all. Yeah, let's do that. On the play, well, it's a pretty big gamble, but Thrilling Discovery just draws us 3 new cards. Feels like that should be helpful. They mulligan to 5. And as we've talked about, our land count, honestly, after match 1, it hasn't been too bad with our mulligans. So maybe 17's fine, but 17 usually seems crazy low. But yeah, Discovery will let us pitch a couple. Obviously finding a Dust to Dust for their lands could be nice. We get a Veteran. I think I probably still just want to use my mana here. Discard Mountain. All right. Since I drew the Garrison, I'm pretty happy with discarding 2 lands. If I didn't draw a land, I might not be. But now we get to Veteran Squadron Hawk. They Wildfire. Pretty good for them. Inspector. I could also play this Garrison. I think I'd rather not get Wildfired as early as possible. Like, I'd rather that waits. And also, I don't want to draw Squadron Hawks. So there's 2 really feels bad reasons to do it this way. Avoiding the feels bad, that is. They have another Wildfire. There we go. I mean, obviously, I'm going to play the Garrison if I don't draw another land anyway, but they've used 2 Wildfires, so maybe they won't be able to deal with it. Battle Screech. Okay, I could just Battle Screech here, and then that makes for a fast Rally the Peasants. They could have Breath Weapons from the sideboard. That'd be a reason to have kept the Prismatic Strands in. I'm hoping that's not the case. Let's play a Squadron Hawk, Faithless Looting to discard the Battle Screech, and a Hawk. We got a Thraben Charm, so that's really good. In case they get a Chris or munitions, flash that back. Garrison, pick up a Plains. Alright, there's Chris. I can just Thraben Charm Chris and then hit for 15 with the Rally, though. That seems pretty good. I think I'd like to do that before they have the possibility of Breath Weaponing us. Yeah, they offering it away, that's fine. Yeah, so let's just hit them down to 5. So the next turn we can present lethal, which at least will hopefully force them to do something drastic if they don't have anything. Or like dig a bunch. They sack their spawn to dig, which probably means that they have the Breath Weapon, but then they play a refurb, so maybe it's just they were trying to use their mana. I'll discard the plains because I'd rather have creatures, obviously. Cleansing Wildfire Bridge, that's totally fine by me. Map onto the refurb. Okay, I feel like they have a green mana left. They're at 5. What could they do against the rally? I mean, they could play a Spellbomb, I guess, crack it. That's pretty deep. Oh, weather. Sure. 17. Okay, that's annoying. They can block. They only take 12. We know how that goes. So I kind of think we don't do that. And instead, I just play a bunch more guys. If I play a bunch of guys and then they Breath Weapon, it's really bad. Let's play... Well, I guess we're going to do it anyway. I'm not gonna play everything. I'm gonna hold up a clue here. Actually, I might as well crack a clue, I think, in case I get a land. Discovery. I'll play an Inspector. And I could attack. We lose 1 guy for 4 damage. Sure. Probably should have done this before I played everything else, but they have a Lembas. and Chris. We do have a lot of ground creatures this time, so Chris actually does block 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 guys who can get through. Ugh, what a slog. Let's crack a clue. Thraben Charm's a good draw. I can kill the Chris. We can attack with everybody else. I could definitely save this for a makeshift munitions, but I'm not going to be able to get through Chris very effectively. I need to do it now, I think. And there's no guarantee we'll find that they'll have the munitions anytime soon. So pull some Marasa, get back Chris. Yeah. Okay. I could just play a Hawk. But then I don't have Thrilling Discovery. But I have Faithless Looting next turn. I have Rally. Yeah, I think I want to play the Hawk. You're going to have 4 blockers again. So again, it's going to be 9. Ugh. I certainly do feel like they have the answer every time. Here's Chris and Infiltrator. Garrison. Play Garrison. Pick up a Plains. Cast Faithless Looting. There's Dust to Dust. Absolutely so late. I mean, we can get rid of a refurb, which is still something. Gatekeeper. I mean, Discovery isn't doing much at the moment. Like, if I cast any of these, so I guess maybe it's the Discovery. Feels like keeping it's good if we get a bunch of duds. But Gatekeeper just sitting on the field could start taking them down if we find creatures. But how am I going to find the creature? No, I think we get rid of Gatekeeper. And Wellspring, they probably have a draw 2. They only have 2 cards. Maybe they don't have a draw 2. I mean, we're definitely go for the refurb. And yeah, the Wellspring. Or maybe we just go for a land. Sure. They only have a little bit of red. Yep, there's the offer on the refurb. I could attack for 2 in the air and lose a bird. That does not seem to make sense. We need to find more Battle Screeches pretty bad. There's Chris. Another Rally. What does that do for us? Attack. Now they have blockers for everybody except for 1 flyer. That doesn't do enough. We could unearth the Gatekeeper actually for 5 blockers. That doesn't change anything. Still block everything. Alright, I think we got to pass. It's still not bad. Next turn I can Discovery Offering. I mean, we're not in a great spot. They're definitely getting there. But next turn, if I draw nothing relevant, I can Discovery these 2 away, and then we still have 2 rallies in the bin for later. Hopefully find a Battle Screech. Munitions, of course. Wellspring. Pass. Discovery. Yeah, we're going to cast one of those. Discard the others. Draw Veteran, Inspector. So I could unearth this guy and then hit for 3 off of that. I'd rather hit for more when I get a Battle Screech, I think. Just got to throw out as many as possible. We're losing to a Breath Weapon if they have that no matter what. I'd rather play out more creatures so that their makeshift is worse. Or at least more strained. And we're going to pass. Yeah, because they could just pick off all our flyers and a lot of our non-flyers at this point. We're going to also have to chump the Infiltrator, like, immediately, because it can be enormous. This is devastating enough. Maybe I should have just played an Inspector and cracked a clue, because if we got a Thraben Charm, I could have blown it up and only had to deal with this for 1 turn. Munitions is, earlier it's not as bad. Like, in last game it was really strong, but it was, they only used it a couple times, but at this point in the game it's just devastating. Play a Wellspring. Play a Spell Bomb, of course. Oh my gosh. They don't attack. That's surprising to me. Pick off the Veteran. So I'm going to lose a bunch of Veterans. I'm going to lose my Rally, the Peasants, and my Gatekeeper. And they're still going, it looks like. And they got the Crypt Incursion. Yeah, they're up to 42. I mean, unfortunately, the only way to win for me now, I believe, is the Clock, which is not a great way to win, and also it just does not seem like that's probably going to happen. I guess let's crack a clue. They didn't Spellbomb, so we still have these rallies. That doesn't matter. Alright, crack a clue. Dust to Dust. Hits a Spellbomb or some lands. I mean, I guess getting rid of lands makes it so they can't use the munitions as effectively. Yeah, we could go for that. I guess if we just have enough jump blockers to survive 2 minutes, maybe we can get there. Seems tough, but they did use a lot of their fodder already. And obviously we have the Battle Screech coming. Sack their landscapes. Another Chris. I mean, we're blocking this Infiltrator. We're taking 16 from these guys. Blood Fountain. Crack the Fountain for another Chris and a Refurb. He will block here. And another Battle Screech. I can't quite play that. We'll cast 1, though. Actually, I could cast it if I have Faithless Looting. But that actually means that I will... If I flash it back... I might as well Faithless Looting because I could find Thraben Charm for this, which would be really good. Veteran. Yeah, we'll discard that. Because if I flash this back, I'm actually going to have fewer blockers. Like, yeah, I mean, they could pretty much just kill us by... They have enough damage on board, so if they just spend 5 munitions, pinging down all of our blockers... Oh, they have the Breath Weapon, of course. Why not? Refurb the Battle Screech. Spell Bomb. Well, it really felt like they had the answer at every turn there. And we're on the draw. Back to our 1-land woes. Alright, this one's alright. I guess I gotta keep the Bolt for a turn 1 Delver. We probably don't need Discovery and Faithless Looting, so we'll get rid of that one. Okay, this doesn't look like Mono Blue Terror. to me, I guess Dredge is what we're up against. Got a couple Thraben Charms in the main deck, and yeah, Lightning Bolt we probably don't need. I think we're just going to start with the Veteran into the Hawk, and a Town Greeter, Knot of the Bone. They find a Geothermal Bog. I guess probably don't want to trade my Veteran for the Town Greeter here. It's going to take a lot of life for it to be relevant that we are, surviving their Lotleth Giant, but I still think it's worth keeping around. Pick up all of these guys and pass. There's a Wayfinder that finds a Ridge Line. We also know they have a Swamp from the Troll. Swing with the Town Greeter. Fair enough. You got me. Play a Geothermal Bog, so they still have 2 more lands in hand. Battle Screech is a great draw for later. I might just discard it with this. It's mana inefficient to play an Inspector here, but it would block these so they don't, I gain 2 life, essentially. It's probably still worth to play the Hawk, so we will. And I'll swing for 1. Another Wayfinder. Finds a forest, giant in the yard, 2 giants in the yard actually, 9 creatures. They swing for 2, I'll take it, play the Ridge Line. Faithless Looting, I kind of want to draw 3 here. Let's do the Discovery. Discard Battle Screech and Looting. Another Battle Screech, okay, so I can flash this back, play an Inspector, play a Garrison, and I guess I'll pick up the Crag. I might only need the 1 red for now. The life gain could be relevant. I mean, I think we're in a fine spot. Finding a Thraben Charm would just clinch it, I think, being able to blow up their graveyard here, but yeah, not terrible. Unearth a Scrapwork Mutt. Discard a Dread Return. Okay, so they can just use that right now, which they probably will. Satyr Wayfinder finds another Stinkweed Imp, the first Stinkweed Imp, another Knot of the Bone. Forest as well. 3 of their 5 cards are lands here. We block here. I guess they want creatures in their graveyard because they're about to unearth a giant. So I might take 13. Yeah, I guess we'll block at this point. If they want to lose their board to get hit for 13, they can. Which they do. Prismatic Strands would also prevent this. That would be good. Because now if they just get 2 more creatures, they can... actually, there's not another Dread Return. Well, if they just have a Dread Return in hand, they can unearth the giant. That'd be bad. I mean, I can gain some life here with the Battle Screech. I can gain 5 life, go to 17. I think that's probably better than just casting a Faithless Looting here. Actually, I'll play the Crag. Still going to 17. I'm not playing the Inspector this turn, but that lets me just have more mana next turn. Stinkweed Imp puts more creatures in the grave. They're at 17. Scrapwork Mutt. So yeah, if they just find a Dread Return and another creature, we're pretty much toast. There's a Dread Return. 19 creatures in grave. They just have 1 in hand too. Yep. I feel like I've been finding my my cards for the matches. The first 3 matches went really well. But Thraben Charm, we had 2 of them in the main deck. We had 4 Prismatic Strands. Any of those would have saved us. Whatever, though. We got Thraben Charms. That's it, I guess. Don't think we need Gatekeepers. I guess bolts don't seem that necessary. Maybe taking those out for the rallies for just more quick damage could be good. On the play here. Yeah, hand looks decent. Start with the Veteran. Pass. Inspector. Play a Garrison. We didn't even get to use the Prismatic Strands, though, and they might just have, like, Flaring Pain already, because they would know that it's the type of card we're playing. Because Boros Bully is not a super popular deck at the moment, but it's been around long enough that people mostly know what is in the deck. Conduit Pylons pitches a Dread Return. Rumble finds a Bog. Well, we're definitely going to Discovery here. I think probably just 2 planes. I'd rather keep the Prismatic in hand, I guess. Thraben Charm's good. Rally's not bad either. Swing for 2. So now we're probably just going to start holding up 2 mana for a clue every turn, but obviously with Thraben Charm as an option as well. Circle of Land Druid and play the Bog. Battle Screech. Well, I can probably take a turn to do that first, right? I think so. I mean, they have a Dread Return. They're going to chump with the circle to get back a land. Fair enough. Possible the attack wasn't worth it, just because if they didn't have another land, maybe this gave them their land drop, but we have 7 creatures. Next turn we can rally and hit for, 14 if we attack with everything and just cast it. Stinkweed Imp, hard cast. Okay. Makes things a little awkward. I don't really want to kill it, so I won't. I think we'll just attack with everything anyway. I'm still getting in for 5 or 6, depending on if they block with the Eldrazi Spawn. They block the Veteran. That's even better because I can bring that one back and still hold up my everything else. Cycle a Troll. And then next turn, if I attack with everything, I can rally for lethal, assuming they don't get a Knot of the Bone or whatever, but we have a Thraben Charm to offset that. Another Stinkweed Imp. What bad thing could happen if I crack a clue here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could gain 12 life in response with a Knot of the Bone from hand. I think that's fine if they want to do that. Another Prismatic. They choose not to. So if I attack with everything and I rally I don't have Thraben Charm to respond to a Knot of the Bone, but if I only attack with 6 of these, I'm not actually getting in for lethal without using, like if I tap to play the rally for free. I guess maybe I wait a turn then? Actually, here's what I do. I just attack for 6, and I Prismatic Strands to keep our 2 guys alive that they block. Then I have a Prismatic in the graveyard, which is already a good thing. I still hold up Thraben Charm. I hit him down to 4, so it's going to make it easier to kill him with the rally next turn. Yeah, I think all of that's pretty good. End step, they are going to Knot to the Bone. Yeah, I think I want to exile their graveyard in response. Circle of Land Druid. Now they have to fill the graveyard and have the mana to use it in response. Oh, they have Ray of Revelation. What enchantment do they think I was going to bring in? Because I don't have any enchantments. Rest in Peace? I'm not playing Rest in Peace. Scrapwork Mutt. Okay, discard a Dread Return. They don't have mana for a Knot of the Bone. They only have 4 blockers, so I should be able to just get there with the rally now. So we attack with everything. They block. They take 6. They have 1 mana. I don't know what they could have for 1 mana. Ray of Revelation doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're going to swing. I guess if they have something, then they survive here, but rally. All right. Deal them lethal. Nice. And yeah, we just send it again. Double Garrison is not it. This one's fine, though. We have a Charm. I think I put back a land. We have the Discovery to try to hit land drops later if we need to. I guess I want to play Veteran, but I actually need to make sure I can play a 2-drop next turn, so let's do this. Because I might like Hawk next turn, and then if I haven't hit a land still, I'll Thrilling Discovery, discard a couple Hawks. A Town Greeter, Giant, and a Rotten Reunion. I'm a fan of that card. Oh, another Discovery. Yeah, we have 5. I guess if I do Hawk, I can only pull out 2, unless I want to discard. I don't. I could just Discovery now, discard a Veteran and a Battle Screech. Doesn't seem as good. Yeah, let's just Hawk, and I might as well not have it in my deck. If I'm going to discard 1 or 2 of these Hawks, I don't want to just have a 2-mana 1/1 lying around, so let's just pull it out and discard 1 of them. There's a Mutt. I need to make sure I don't discard like my Battle Screech until I can use it because of this Rotten Reunion. Stinkweed Imp in the yard. Could block, but I need block guys for the Battle Screech, so we'll take 1. Land drop. Nice. Oh, that's a good one. I mean, it's a basic plains, but that lets me Veteran and Hawk here. I don't think I need the Graveyard Hate quite yet. Yeah, so we'll just do this. And if I hadn't drawn that land, then if I had drawn the land, if I knew I had the land, then I wouldn't have searched up the other Hawk because I could have searched it up now, but I didn't know I was going to hit that for sure, so. Alright, they Stinkweed Imp, another Troll in the yard. Let's see. Reunion, double Troll, or Giant rather. Surveil a Wayfinder. All 4 Wayfinders are already in the yard. It doesn't look that scary yet. I mean, creature count is high-ish. We're gonna take this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 creatures. They choose nothing. They bin a Troll, Dread Return Lotless Giant, Rumble. Am I just dead here somehow? They have another Rumble? I feel like they need 1. They have 2 Dread Returns and Giants, but they need 1 more creature to be able to double do it, right? I mean, they did go off this turn. I wish I had held up the Thraben Charm clearly. But I'm pretty sure they can just get 1 Giant here. Hit for 13. Yeah, it's not great. Veteran. I just leave up a Thraben Charm for the other one. I could just do it now. There is a Stinkweed Imp in there. I think I'd rather they just... Unless I'm trying to think if there's any way they can like counteract a Thraben Charm. I don't think so. Play this. Hit for 1 flying because I'm going to chump with the other one, I guess. Because I'd rather have the Veterans on the field. They have a Scrapwork Mutt they could bring back. I don't know, we're going to take the chance. If I just exile their graveyard now, maybe it's good enough, but they're going to know we have it because we left up 2 mana, or I could be bluffing, but obviously if I can get them to, sacrifice this Giant, put it in the graveyard to try to reanimate the other one, I'd prefer to do that. Scrapwork Mutt discards Stinkweed Imp, doesn't dredge, probably because they know about they suspect the Thraben Charm. Block with the Hawk. Flashback Rotten Reunion. Sure. So they have another guy. So they can Dread Return without having to lose this one. So they either win or I blow it up and they still have a Giant. But I'm not that worried about a Giant because I can just block it. Yeah. We will exile their graveyard. So we have 1, 6, 5 and 3 cards in their hand to deal with. I think one of them might be a Stinkweed Imp. No, they didn't dredge and they already had one that they discarded. Okay. Rally. That does not win right now, but we can Discovery, discarding a Battle Screech to cast it right now, plus the Rally because we just don't have the mana to cast it twice, I don't think. Oh, I would have loved to draw a land there, but we are going to flash this back and gain 4 and pass the turn. I guess with a Mountain next turn, Lightning Bolt plus Rally could be lethal. If they have no blockers, which obviously they will. Double Scrapwork Mutt, Masked Vandal, Generous Ant off this Town Greeter. Swing. I could take 6, which is honestly not a terrible idea, but I kind of think we're going to be fine by just blocking, so let's play it safe. Stinkweed Imp, well, that is annoying. Plains. I could bolt this. We have another Charm. We still haven't seen a Prismatic Strands. Think we Thrilling Discovery, discard Faithless, and Bolt here, actually. Bunch of guys. Yeah, I guess I'd probably... I mean, famous last words, but I guess I might not need to leave up a Thraben Charm this turn, based on what they have, plus the fact that I can go up to 19 here. And then no attacks. Next turn I play a couple more guys, and then ideally we can just, like, rally the Peasants in a couple turns here. Now I'm not going to chump the 6, and I will regret it if they kill us, obviously, but I don't think that'll happen, probably. Unearth the Scrapwork Mutt. Discard a Stinkweed Imp. Buy it back. 2 circles, Scrapwork Mutt, Vandal. I think that's the last Stinkweed Imp in their hand, because we'd already seen 2, I think, get exiled. Yeah. They also only have 15 cards left in their deck, which, seeing as I have a Thraben Charm, is pretty relevant. They don't attack this time, fair enough. I mean, they attack with this guy, because it's going to go away. Yeah, I'll take the 2. You got me. Like, an untapped land would not be bad, because now I get to play Inspector, Hawk, and leave up Thraben Charm with clues. They have 3 blockers, 3, so I can get in for 15 next turn. Still not quite lethal. Unearth the Mutt, discard the Imp, find another Giant. I've also already seen how many Dread returns? 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, they just concede. They were in a pretty tough spot there for sure, and probably suspected we had another Thraben Charm as well. So, hey, 4-1 with a deck that is not really played at all, kind of a dead deck, is not bad at all. I think that the Jund opponent did get very lucky. They had a lot of really good draws, so, you know, with a little slightly more average draws from them, I think we could have gotten the trophy, but still pretty happy with that. The deck feels pretty fun. It's kind of white weenie, but you get to have some actual, you know, Bolt interaction for the face, and just less reliant on your creatures from the charm, which is kind of nice. But honestly, the cards that I really like are the Looting, Discovery, and Molten Gatekeeper, just being able to play with the graveyard and also flashback Rally the Peasants. I played around with Marduk Devotee being able to flashback Rally the Peasants in actual White Weenie, and that was cool, but this is obviously a little more reliable. And obviously, sideboard, being able to have more red cards in there is pretty great too. So yeah, this just goes to show that just because a deck has kind of fallen out of the meta, maybe even for a couple years now, does not necessarily mean you cannot do well with it. Maybe it's not going to be topping challenges, but that doesn't mean that you can't have a good run with it. So in any case, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much to my supporters, including my $10 and up supporters, Howard Granger, Rafa Rodriguez, JDNPX, Jason Golombuski, Halkaz, Cody Cowell, Ill Intent, and Emmanuel Mayer. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.